And we're live?
Yes, sir.
We are live. Hello, Trent.
Hey, Jonathan.
Man, how's it going?
Super duper. How are you?
Good. You having a good week so far?
Yes, things are good.
That's good. Anything exciting going on in your world?
Just getting ready for this thing coming up a week from today.
What thing is that, Trent?
It sounds super scripty. The STP podcast spotlight at Cedar Glade. I got a really cool panel coming together, and yeah, it's gonna be cool.
And who might be invited to that, Trent?
Everybody, y'all come out.
Yep, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
So for real, we actually didn't script that, but we did say it as if we had scripted it. So Trent's got this thing coming. What time is it?
6 to 8:30 ish.
Next week, 1 week from today,
yep,
here at Cedar Glade.
At Cedar Glade.
Come get a beer and listen to who?
So we're gonna have the guys from Two Bottles Deep. Wes and Philip will be joining us. Sure to be a good time. Anytime.
Have you guys ever heard of Two Bottles Deep? Okay, so it's probably the best podcast.
Yeah,
that's the end of the sentence.
It's really good.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we got Judy Knapp with the Love of Your Life After Death podcast, and also Brandon Hall with Music City 911. That's he's been a dispatcher for 911 calls in Nashville for over 20 years. He's got all the stories. This podcast is blowing.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't. It's wild. The podcast is really cool too. I've gotten pretty hooked on it. But and also Tom Golly with all things To the Moon Creative. So that's going to be cool to have everybody involved with that. But yeah, 6 to 8:30 at Cedar Glade next week, and we will see y'all there.
Yep. So pretty exciting. Would love to see you guys come. It'll be awesome.
Cool.
It'll be a cool
I know
panel.
Judy Knapp. I've known her for a long time.
Judy is one of a kind. She's a pretty awesome lady. So real quick, I got one little piece of business to do, and then I want to get to these guys because I told Ron that we'd be no more than an hour and a half, and he said. That's what he said. And I said, okay, so I'm just kidding. It's more like 30 to 45 minutes. So anyway, we do want to give a shout out to Mr. Bryan Nale with First Horizon Mortgage. Mr. Bryan Nale does underwrite this particular podcast here at Spread the Positive. So thank you, Bryan, for supporting Table Talk, where there's always room at the table. We get to meet some really cool folks like these two guys right here. And then, of course, all the other ones that we get to as well. So I love bringing light to what's going right here at Spread the Positive, but also at Table Talk. So anyway, thank you, Bryan. We appreciate you. If you need a mortgage, definitely call my buddy Bryan. Now, the important stuff. I've got Mr. Ron Alley and Mr. Marcus Lucas the second, or is it junior? Which is it?
The second.
The second. Got it. All right. So I'm curious, why'd you choose the second instead of junior?
Because my parents said junior sounded too country.
I like it. I dig it. I think it's fantastic. Does your dad say Marcus Lucas the first?
Well, I think he kind of changed that a little bit when I got the second. But what's crazy is my brother didn't have a number on the end of his name, so he was feeling some kind of way. So he gave himself a number.
Oh yeah, which number is that?
I'm trying to think if he made himself the third or fourth. I can't remember. Micah, for everyone who knows Micah. The number is not there. He gave himself a number.
I mean, he might be the third one in the world. We don't know.
It could be.
Prove him wrong. Right? You can't. There you go. So, that's fantastic. I love that. All right. So you guys are here. I've known Ron for a long time, and Marcus and I have actually bumped into each other at various times throughout history, but never really got to know each other. So I'm pretty excited about this. And what we're going to be talking about is, of course, Carpe Artista, which is it seems like your heart and soul, what you pour yourself into on a daily basis.
It's been for 10 years now. So.
It's right at 10, right?
Yep.
What's the actual birthday?
I don't know that there is an actual day.
Just make one up, dude. Okay. Nobody's going to argue.
February the 11th, 2011. Okay, we'll say that.
There you go. See? Anybody care to argue? That's
Don't
what
argue.
There you go. And Marcus has been helping with a particular thing that we've got coming up, and I'm very excited to hear all of the fun things that you are going to tell us about. So let's start with this, and just so you know, Marcus sent me something that no other guest, so all future guests, if you're watching, be like Marcus. He sent me a list of things, some specific talking points that we wanted to make sure we covered today. it's not really questions per se, but just some topics for us to make sure we get to. I love that because I can be all over the road sometimes. So I appreciate that. So Ron, I guess start with this. Tell everybody about Carpe Artista, what it is, what it isn't, what you guys do, and kind of the mission of the organization.
Okay, so Carpe Artista is a arts education and community development through the arts nonprofit. So Carpe Artista is Latin for seize the arts.
It's not seize the artist.
No, seize the arts. So I'm the founder. It's been around. Last year actually was our 10th anniversary.
February something, right?
Yes. Yeah. So we've passed the 11-year mark, I guess, is the truth. But what we have an Academy of the Arts where we train in multiple genre of the arts: music, visual art, which that encompasses drawing, painting, sculpting, mixed media, photography, all of those kind of things. And then we're doing heavily, kind of one of our areas that's exploded is our musical theater area. So
you guys do that right.
We do a lot of that. So, and we've got a travel team actually that travels now. We've got a group going to Disney actually in June, the day after Simply Smyrna coming up. So,
oh, wow.
So we train in the arts. We've also carried the banner with the town of Smyrna for turning the Depot district into an arts district. So 9 years ago, we opened the Carpe Cafe there.
Which, by the way, let's take a hard pause on that because Carpe Cafe is one of my all-time favorite places pretty much in the entire world.
Well, I appreciate that.
The coffee is fantastic. The people are just... it raises the bar for the day when I get to be there. You know what I mean? Like I could be having a really crappy day, and I have those sometimes. And I walk in, and Raylene is there, or whoever is there. They give me a cup of coffee. I sit down. I just kind of enjoy. It's just nice.
Yeah, you know? Raylene, we got a new young lady, Destiny, that's there, that's doing a great job. We got several new employees that are just doing a bang up job for us. And we've opened a drive up window now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, where you can actually order ahead of time.
I'm trying to picture that. How does that work?
Well, it's on the alley side, and you order through our website, order in advance and just drive up and they hand it out to you. So
or isn't it one way that way?
They'll bring it or they'll bring it out, either one.
Okay,
so,
gotcha.
Yeah.
So there you go. No need to go to Starbucks, folks. You don't have to get out of your car to go to Carpe Cafe.
And we have a new espresso machine also. So we've just started kind of improving our serve times with espresso drinks because we can do them multiples a lot faster.
That's awesome.
So,
and you call Carpe Cafe the front porch of the organization,
that's
right?
Correct. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it has a patio for one thing. Okay.
Literally,
so it literally is a
yeah.
front porch, but it's kind of our introduction spot, to the community. It's where we started talking about the mission of Carpe Artista. It was kind of our introduction into the community, and just inviting people there to talk about the value of the arts, to experience an artistic environment, because it is got a lot of art and color, and it's got music. We do live music there. We're about to get back on track with that regularly, and actually would like to start offering a few brews as well. So we need to,
I know a guy.
We need to talk. So that's kind of our meeting place. That's where we, I tell our staff, we're not about customer service there. Everybody talks about customer service. I want to be about hospitality.
I love that.
It's like you come into our living room, our dining room, and sit down and let's talk, and just sit and enjoy one another's company for a while.
And that happens. I mean, I've seen you just walk in and say hi to somebody, and you may have something else that you're supposed to be doing, but instead you just sit down and just start chatting and welcome people in. And It does. It feels like your living room.
Got to value the relationships. So
For sure. So switch over to Marcus real quick. So Marcus, you come in because we're talking about some events that are coming up with Carpe Artista and in conjunction with the downtown part of Smyrna. So, first of all, they redid the depot building however many years ago at this point. It's been probably about 10, right?
No, not quite that long, but it has been around 7, I think.
It's been a little bit
there, yeah.
But then they took it a step further, and this kind of solidified that whole, this is an arts area. You've got a couple of art installations, first of all, but then you also have the town of Smyrna has built a stage.
That's right.
On the side of the building, which is awesome. And that segues us over to one of 2 huge celebrations that happens in the downtown Smyrna area. The earlier in the year one being
Simply Smyrna celebration. Yes.
Exactly.
Celebrating the arts in Smyrna. So that's
exactly. So Simply Smyrna celebration is, as Ron said, it's a celebration that celebrates the arts in Smyrna, which a lot of people, there's a ton of artists because, we live right outside of Nashville.
I sing in the shower, dude.
You sing in the shower?
Absolutely.
First soprano, right?
Something like that.
All the way to bass.
That's right.
But
huge range. Yeah. Do not stick a microphone in my bathroom. It will not be pretty.
That's a podcast, though.
It will not be pretty singing in the shower podcast. Get on that one, Trent.
But it celebrates all of the arts, and one of the things with the city growing in diversity that we're trying to move towards is to also bring in a little bit of that diversity as well, which is not always the easiest thing to do, because when you're in an established place that's known for one genre or 2, 3 different types of genres of music, but then you start to see other cultures coming in, trying to identify those artists and those arts, it's something new and different. So we are trying to inch by inch add that in this year. We may not be all the way.
Give me for example.
Okay, so for example, there's a large Latin community. There's a large, Asian community of different countries.
Right.
Okay, there's a growing African community. There's even a growing Afro-Latino community, which a lot of people would just look at somebody that's Afro-Latino and just assume that, oh, they're just, Black American. But they are full Spanish-speaking, Latin culture, Panamanian, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican. All of that is growing in the Smyrna area. And people sometimes maybe aware or not aware. I believe nobody knows teachers, because you start
100% agree.
Because you look at your classroom and you see the diversity, and then the ESL classes. Those teachers definitely know who's coming in.
Well, and and I'm going to use this word, and it has a very negative connotation, but I don't mean it that way. And that is that it's just ignorance, and it's not. Listen, ignorance does not mean stupid, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Stupid
That's
means
right.
you're not willing to learn. Ignorance means you just haven't learned
just
yet.
don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people make assumptions about things. You'll hear something like, we've got a big Mexican population. Well, yes, but we've got a whole slew of other cultures that all speak Spanish, but they're not from Mexico.
Right. And that and even me, you look at me.
You speak Spanish.
I speak Spanish.
I do not.
And I do not look.
I do not.
I don't look Mexican in the least bit. But I get that all the time. I just got it the other day. Somebody heard me speaking Spanish, like, "Oh, you're Mexican." Clearly not, but clearly not. But I'm just like, how many? So I always tell people, "You watch baseball?" And they're like, "Yeah." I said, "Have you seen all that for Latinos?" They're like, "Oh yeah." I'm like,
wow, there's a whole other group of people.
There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot. But yeah, we want to celebrate that through Simply Smyrna, through food, which everyone gets somebody to buy into your culture, cook.
Absolutely.
So
I'm in. And invite me.
Exactly. So food and dance, music, and then just sometimes just presence, just the presence of people, making sure that various people groups know. So just talking to different people, even in the area. For example, right across the street from the depot area, there's a whole strip of Latino stores,
Mhm.
Latino-owned stores.
And right behind that, there's a mosque.
Oh, yes,
Yep.
yes.
So, I mean, within a quarter of a mile of where we're talking about, you know, you've got two distinct cultures, very present.
Exactly. And the only gas station that is even like, I guess what you say well, in the downtown area of Smyrna is owned by Egyptian people. So walking into there, and I didn't know that he didn't speak English, and we figured it out, put it together. So just the diversity that's coming piece by piece, little bit by little bit, and just letting people see, you know, the cultures that are coming, and then learning about new different types of arts. So that's what we're doing.
I love that.
Absolutely. We want to celebrate that.
So now tell me about what you're doing and how you got involved specifically in Simply Smyrna. How did this alliance happen right here?
So initially, outside of event coordinating, I do special effects makeup, and I'm an actor. And so initially,
He can't make me pretty. I've already asked.
I can take an eyeball out, scrapes, whatever you need.
That might be an improvement. I don't know.
No Mary Kate stuff. But I got asked to be a part of Carpe Artista with special effects makeup. The only problem was the time that we were looking at doing it was during COVID.
Right.
So we couldn't have kids, you know, like touching each other and putting makeup on each other's face, you know, with spreading germs. There's just no safe way to do that at that time. But I continued with my event planning, and Melody Villalobos, she saw what I was doing with the event planning, and she was like, hey, let's reach out to Marcus and see if he can get involved with this. So that's how I got involved with this. And I really, you know, it's a celebration of the arts. I do the arts. I do parties.
It only makes sense.
Just put it together.
I love it. So, you know, I love what you're saying on the different cultures and the exposure and the opportunity to present and celebrate all of the different cultures that are present in Smyrna specifically. Little bitty old Smyrna, you know, has an extremely diverse population. I have a good friend, Abdu Kati. I don't know if you guys have ever met Abdu. He heads up Murfreesboro Muslim Youth, and just probably one of the greatest humans just in that I've ever met, that I've ever had the opportunity to talk to. And one of his favorite things to talk about is, you know, we talk a lot about diversity, and almost immediately when people think about diversity, they think about skin color, or they think about, you know, what country you come from, you know. Sometimes you'll throw in some socioeconomic in there when people, if they dig a little bit deeper. And his thing is, what we really want is diversity of thought, right? What we're really looking for is different people from different backgrounds that can get together and essentially look at a problem, whatever that is. And it might not be a quote unquote problem, but just have a conversation and have some diversity of thought. You have a different background than Ron. Ron has a different background than me. We all have a different background from Trent. So between the four of us, we can solve a whole lot more than any one of us could, you know, and that's kind of his point. The other thing that I love, and this brings me to the Simply Smyrna thing, and this is fantastic. The old analogy is that the United States is a melting pot. You guys have heard that before, right?
Sure.
The problem with a melting pot is that if you throw everything into a melting pot and you melt it, it becomes one flavor.
Right.
He said no. He said America's more like a really big, delicious tossed salad. And so you get, the more ingredients, the better that salad is. But each ingredient gets to maintain its own flavor, and it adds to the overall flavor of the salad.
That.
Right. Look, I got chills, man. That's my favorite analogy.
Right.
Yeah.
And so with Simply Smyrna, let's carry that analogy a little bit and tell us what somebody could maybe expect at Simply Smyrna.
So for example, kind of going along those same lines, with our artist lineup this year, we have one artist that's a rapper. He's half black, half German, but looks Puerto Rican. So there's something for everybody.
I love that. I got to meet this guy.
So there's something for everybody. And so to my knowledge, we've not had rap before.
I have attended many Simply Smyrna and Depot days, and I've never heard a rapper.
So he's the first one. And then we have a young lady that by all appearances, she appears white. She is white. But until she starts talking, you're just like, wait a minute, because she's from Ireland. And so that's diverse in and of itself.
Sure.
Just because I guarantee there won't be that many Irish people there.
I feel confident about that. Yes.
But when she starts speaking, it just adds a different flavor. I mean, talking about the salad, not all lettuce is equal.
That's
so,
it.
So, you know,
romaine all the way, buddy.
Yeah.
You can keep your iceberg.
She's spring mix. So, you know,
well, that's even better. That's awesome.
But yeah, that we wanted to add that too. We're still working on our Latin. We have Latin food. We do have Latin food. But we're working on the Latin music piece to see how we can incorporate that. So we haven't gotten that all the way solid. It's not for sure, but we're working on that right now as well. So we're just trying to, in everything that we do. And then there's diversity of music that it's not, it transcends color. It's just about like your culture. So for example, some of the jazz music that may be played. You can go to New Orleans and find people of a multitude of colors that play jazz, but it's just a different style of music than what we typically see. Well, they have had jazz before, but it's not the, I live in Nashville, Tennessee, country rock. It's just a different flavor.
And we still have those too,
right? Sure,
but trying to spread that out.
And I think that's important to say. It's not, people are scared of change, right? And change isn't necessarily getting rid of stuff. And in this case, it's adding to and enhancing.
Right. Even if you, I give the example. I was thinking about this the other day when talking to someone about Simply Smyrna, and I was saying that, like, if you go to downtown Nashville and you go down Broadway, you're going to see that every club, every bar has country music, country rock downstairs. You go inside that club or that bar, if you go to the next level, it's either Latin music, rap, hip hop.
Some top 40s.
Some top 40s, yeah. So there's Acme may play like 80s, may do an 80s night, 70s night. There's all these different flavors, which just means, and every floor is full.
That's right.
Which means that people do have an appreciation.
And people move between the
floors.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're basically bringing that to the street.
I love that.
Bringing that to the street.
That's awesome. All right. So let's get some details real quick. When is Simply Smyrna, first of all?
Saturday, June 4th from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m.
Okay. And we'll put that in the comments. Trent's going to work on that here in a sec. And you guys have a Facebook event?
We do.
Okay. So we'll make sure we copy that in there. And what does it cost to attend Simply Smyrna?
It is
FREE.
Come on now. Free. Nothing in life is free, gentlemen.
I mean, well, with gas prices, you might have to pay a little something. But outside of that, that's it. You are free to come and enjoy, and how much you spend with the vendors and food is all on you.
Yeah, so please come do that, because we want to support our vendors.
For sure. How many vendors? What kind of vendors will we see? We talked about the music a little bit.
Yes. So we have, of course, we have food, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. Our food seems to represent more a little bit the cultural diversity between desserts and just general food. So that we have a lot of food options. Our artisan vendors are growing. So between wood making, knives, candle soaps, jewelry, lamps. Yeah, just saw something come across my desk the other day about a lamp.
Lamps.
Yes,
like manufacturer. Yeah,
really,
or lamp. Artisan that does lamps. So.
I'm intrigued. Okay.
I think I have a couple of people that do painting. So we have a lot of different someone that makes custom like Yeti cups, like the
cups.
Yeah,
I was thinking
they're like customized. Yeah, like customized. So no. They make the custom cups.
I'm not hip. I'm sorry. I forget.
So they make all. So we're starting to get a variety of different things that are coming, and it continues to grow.
And we still have room. So if anyone's listening and would like to have vendor space, you can always reach out to
I
us.
think I know
reach
the
out
guys
on
that
our
can help you
website.
with that.
Yeah, we've got
Absolutely.
space.
And or sponsorship as well. So
Yeah,
this event, I just want you to think, for anybody that has a business, to hear this out. Last year during COVID, and this is another reason why we have so much food. During the pandemic, we still had 10,000 people to show up and ran out of food.
Yep.
Every food vendor,
10,000 people.
we actually gave out happy anniversary, happy birthday stickers, okay, and put them on everyone who came into the area.
Mm-hmm.
And we gave out somewhere between 9,500 and 10,000 of those stickers.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're just anticipating that this year that's going to be just as much, if not more. Of course, weather, but
Weather's going to be
anticipating
fantastic.
It's going to be great.
Because we're counting on it.
That's
Yes. And so we are anticipating that that's going to steal those numbers. So I'm just thinking that if you are have a business, or that this is a great opportunity, if you're in the Smyrna surrounding areas, to be able to get your name out there.
Yeah.
In one day to a lot of people.
I love it. Okay. So we're going to come back to food, but we have a few other things that we're going to close out with food. You saved the best for last, right? So you have a couple of other things on here. There's other things going on in the Depot district, including the farmers market, and some other events that you guys are participating in. So tell us a little bit about some of those things.
Sure. Yeah, we do the farmers market for the town of Smyrna. We administrate that. Actually, we've got a great slate of.
That's starting soon, right?
Yeah, it starts the 21st
of this month of
this
May.
month. Yeah,
you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
A week, Saturday after next.
Yeah.
Okay. So we get started up. We've got a really great slate of vendors for it. It's artisan as well as farm
produce
vendors, so.
And I do like that about the Smyrna one. There's a lot of folks that sell all kinds of stuff,
kinds of things,
and it's not flea markety. Don't hear that, because that's not what we're talking about.
No, we protect against that, actually, but it is locally made. All has to represent, being made locally and being sold locally. So, and then we do live music on the stage, so we've got some already scheduled out for the end of the first weeks of May, and then the month of June. So, that's coming up. And of course, then we participate with Smyrna Independent Merchants Association's event, which is Depot Days at the end of the season. So that kind of closes out the season in September, the end of September. And we do the artisan zone for them. And then the town also does a barbecue festival.
Forgot about that.
In August.
Yeah. How can I forget about that?
Yeah. And it's really well attended. And then we've been partners with the town of Smyrna with the Haunting at 98 during October, which is Ghost Story Tour.
I don't know about this.
A lot of folks didn't know about that. Very well attended this past year, which is a lot of fun.
You got to tell me about that when we get close, because I don't want to miss that.
It was a blast. It really was, because we had the opportunity. I love telling stories. Okay, so I had the opportunity to tell one of my stories about one of our old buildings, and we try to bring in the history, but make it fun. So
I love it. One thing that's on my list here that we haven't got to yet, and I do want to do this. I feel like we're just jumping, but it's all connected. Of course, we haven't mentioned really the academy too much yet. So
no, we have not.
We've talked a little bit about, you've got classes and whatnot in all forms of artistic expression, everything from music to singing to acting to, visual arts and whatnot. But in addition to that, one of the big things that Carpe Artista does is the summer camps.
Right.
So let's talk real quick about summer camps.
Yeah, we've got more summer camps this year than we've ever had. We have 12 camps going on this summer, either full day or half day camps. As a matter of fact, our younger kids, Creative Clash, which is visual art, is an art camp. We've had to add another week to that. We had already expanded it to 2, and now it's 3 weeks because the other 2 had filled up. So we've got 2 musical theater camps. We're doing the Addams Family, and we're doing James and the Giant Peach,
one of my favorites.
Okay,
Roald Dahl was a madman.
So those are going to be fun. We have 2 specialty art camps. One's related to actually to costuming, okay, and one is related to makeup and hair design. And
I know a guy that does that.
So there may be somebody.
Yeah, I know this one fella, super awesome guy.
Yeah. So, and then not to overlook our rock band camps. We have
that's a classic, right? Like it's been around for a long time.
Ton of fun, and it's amazing to see how many of those kids actually hang together after camp in their bands and go on and do other things and create bands. And
at the
we've got a younger one this year too, though. Oh. This is the first year we've done a elementary age rock band camp. So.
At the when you guys had the 1-year anniversary celebration of the academy,
yep,
I got to help kind of do some of the interviews to make the videos, and to do kind of a celebration video. And there was one, and I forgive me, I can't remember her name. There was one young lady that had attended the rock band camp, and she broke down. She was just saying how that camp, she was such an introvert, and having that opportunity to express herself in that rock band camp, it didn't get her out of her shell. It freaking blew the shell apart.
Yep.
And just to give a kid that opportunity, and to the point where she came back, if I remember correctly, and helped facilitate a future rock band camp.
She's actually doing a music performance, commercial music degree at Trevecco right now. And just blowing it up
because she participated in a summer rock band camp. I mean, come on, y'all, that's awesome.
Yeah, we were just kind of recapping where some of our former students over the past 10 years are.
Ooh, a reunion tour.
Got to do it. But some have finished audio schools. Some have finished art and gotten scholarships to art schools. Some are doing their own studios, some are on tour, some are signed with labels, there's a lot of amazing things. Some are doing video production, have their own companies, those
awesome.
are the things
some
that we really love to see.
Some are returning to help us with Simply Smyrna celebration.
Absolutely.
Even better. I love it. Coming back to the roots, right? Yeah. All right, so Marcus, tell us about the food vendors. What all you got?
Yeah. So we got Lily's Hot Chicken, which if you've not had that before, have you had that before?
I have.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good. Really, really good. Don't touch your eyes.
Right.
Do not touch your eyes.
Franklin's tea. Have you had Franklin's tea?
I have. Yeah. Dude, there's not very much that I haven't had. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they have a phenomenal story as well. The Frank and most of them do, but Franklin's tea is a super cool story.
And you know that your tea has got to be good if that's the only thing that you sell. And there's a long line.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
So and then Mission Tacos.
Yeah. Alberto and Melody were guests on my show.
Let me tell you something. I had not had Mission Tacos.
Oh man.
And I'm supposed to be losing weight. But
how'd that go when you had Mission Tacos?
The cause. Yeah. So I went to go try them. And the tacos were good. But if you have ever had the French fries,
I always get them with pastor.
Yeah, and I don't know what the sauce is they put on there, but some cilantro.
It's nectar, is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Manna, maybe it's nectar and manna mixed together.
Exactly. I sent her a text message. I said, please tell your husband that his French fries are anointed. And so, because it was that good.
Yeah.
So I don't even. We have a few others. These are the types of food. I don't want to mess up the name of any of those companies, but let me tell you some of the other types of food that we have. We have about 2 different types of icy type desserts. Standard funnel cake type that's coming. I believe your standard carnival barbecue. We do have a barbecue company that's coming. So if you guys are into barbecue, we got that coming as well.
Lots of diversity. So,
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
And not to mention just the Front Street.
I was going to say,
restaurants,
you've got an Italian place, you got a burger place, you got
La Tavola.
Can I talk about La Tavola real quick?
Sure.
Let me tell you, that sauce, the red sauce that they make, and the fried zucchini.
I thought you were trying to lose weight, buddy.
Zucchini is a vegetable, and the sauce is a vegetable too. It's a salad. We talked about salads.
That's right. That's right.
But it's really good, and Gennardi's, which is right there. And
hey, they just they win the Firefly.
They did.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like my buddy Trent over there, I'm sitting here staring at a Firefly on his desk right now.
Hey, here's the thing: all of our neighbors won the Firefly awards.
Yeah,
we didn't.
Oh. Hey, there's always next year.
But you know what? We won because they won.
That's it. Well, Gennardi's ice cream, y'all.
It was fabulous to see all of our neighbors.
Right.
If you haven't had Gennardi's, I don't care where you are in Rutherford County or Davidson County, stop what you're doing, get your butts in your car, and drive to Gennardi's.
And get the chocolate.
Get it. I don't care. Get all of it. It's all delicious.
Actually, you need to ask them to taste many, and then get which one you like.
Get the carpet grog there.
Yes. And make sure you get a waffle cone or bowl.
Oh yeah.
The worst thing in the world is when you walk in and they're back there cooking. Marty is back there cooking the waffles.
Yep.
Like he actually, like you can watch him do it. Oh,
yep.
Terrible.
So let's not overlook our Front Street Pub.
Yes, I was going to say burgers,
Thomas and those guys over there have a great burger and some other things, and then our new neighbor, the Red Bicycle there, are doing a great job.
That whole other side of the street, of course, we know about Donut Palace has been there for forever. And then one place that a lot of people don't realize, but it's called Smyrna Supermercado. Right over there, that's a grocery store, but in the back, that's where they make a lot of the fresh foods, Latin foods, and Mexican foods, and it goes straight from here's the meat, here's the grill, and
do they do tamales?
They had tamales. They had tamales also.
Yep. That's my weakness, man.
And it's very, 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 very economic. So if you've got a bunch of kids, I'm just letting you know, it's very, very, very cheap, very economic. But that's another place. And I forgot to mention this. This is not a food, but it is tasting. But we have a beer garden. We'll have the beer garden again this year. And we also have the wine tasting. So if you're into wines, if you're into beer, if you're into both, we got it all.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
Legacy Wine and Spirits will be providing those for us this year.
Outstanding. So. Another great partner. Guys, I told you we weren't going to go an hour and a half. So we're if we don't stop, we're going to get there. But no, seriously, Simply Smyrna, it's going to be fantastic. June 4th. Is that correct?
June 4th. This is Saturday from 6 until 10. And if you need to look up vendor or sponsorship,
10 what time? 10 to
6 to 10.
6 to 10 p.m.
Yes, sir. Sorry,
oh, it's not a date. I thought it was
not
10.
A full day. No, it's an evening celebration.
Even better, so you won't sweat your face off.
It's a dancing in the district kind of evening thing. Come light it up with us.
Yep. There you go. Even better. I like that. I might not stink as bad. And then of course the summer camps, they can access those
summer camps. They can access those at www.carpeartista.com. Yes.
Okay. You'll also find the information for sponsorship and vendors on that same website.
Yep. And then the last but not least is, of course, the farmers market kicking off
May 21st, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
to noon.
So,
so lots of fun stuff happening in the downtown Smyrna area. If you haven't ever been there, Smyrna is, in my opinion, one of the most dynamic. It is the most dynamic municipality, if you will, in Rutherford County. I mean, the leadership there is fantastic.
Right.
The people that are making things happen are doing wonderful things. They've got really cool businesses right there in that little downtown area, and it's just a nice place to be.
It's starting to explode, really, with the new apartments coming in, and there are new townhomes on the other end. So it's starting to be a really hopping place.
Absolutely.
So we're excited about it.
Guys, I appreciate y'all. You going to have a booth set up with your jewelry?
I'll be doing too much running around. I thought about it. I can't man it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Hey guys,
So-
thanks for hosting us. By
Thank
the way,
you.
we
Man,
appreciate that.
love you
very
guys. Love
much.
what you're doing. Love the town of Smyrna, and of course love Carpe Artista.
Appreciate
You
that.
guys rock. Trent, you got anything else?
No. Hey, it was a great show. Looking forward to the event.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Should definitely be checking
Yeah.
that out.
Come on out.
Do you guys need a live podcaster during that time?
We should do
Hey,
a live
that would be
podcast.
fun.
I know a
That'd
We
be
guy.
can definitely do
fabulous.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know a guy. So if you didn't catch it at the beginning, we do have the Spread the Positive event next Tuesday night at Cedar Glade Brews. Would love to have you for that. And last thing is Mr. Bryan Nale. Again, thank you so much for helping this be possible to bring light to all these things that are going right here in Rutherford County. Appreciate you guys very much, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank
Thanks, y'all.
you.
Appreciate it.
Y'all have a good week.